How goes it all? Welcome back to Patterson L Properties. Hopefully you guys are having a great and exceptional day. Today's topic, we'll be talking about the future of real estate in a sense of how new homes will be built and constructed. Now, this is an interesting concept that I definitely was unaware of, family. Just came across my, one of my emails that I was searching yesterday in regards to 3D homes. 3D printing homes, has become a big growing thing that leaves a lot of endless possibilities all throughout the world, not just the United States, but the world. And I know 3D printing has been very big, and it's actually helped out in a lot of instances, but I never thought it would actually help out from a real estate standpoint. Now, according to this article that I read yesterday, 3D printing technology has led to the creation of an amazing array of 3D dimensional objects, and now it's being used to create something on a much larger scale. The house of your dreams, in a sense. The future of home building may be headed towards a 3D printing revolution, with technology being used to build homes at half the time and half the price of traditional construction. It just might be an emerging market that builders and buyers simply cannot ignore. That was stated by Mr. Jason Ballard, co-founder of and CEO of Icon, a construction technologies company that utilizes 3D printing to create homes. And that's just freaking, to me, it's just awesome. Picking out the house that you want can be as simple as selecting a design and actually pushing a print button. And that's just where we're at right now, and I had to talk about this because, in my personal opinion, to be able to even engage in this kind of discussion in regards to how the future is now, and so many things have changed because as technology advances, and as the economy has accepted more and more of technological advances in everyday aspects of everyday life. And now we're talking about building one's dream home. Now we have an example of a 3D home. And then another thing that, before I even go further, that you have to bring it to perspective, is that a lot of people do not mind living in smaller spaces and whatnot. They could have a bigger yard, but they don't need to have as big a house, because a lot of times people own a nice size single family house and it will collect dust. Well, but I will say, when the pandemic did occur, especially people with families, that wasn't the case, because people were at home more, so therefore they were utilizing every aspect of their home in a sense. And it's very interesting, and I can definitely believe that this is one specific reason that this is going to become the new major phenomenon in its costs. They say places like New York and California, Colorado, and Washington State and Oregon are infamously known for actually having 3D printing homes being built and whatnot, because these are the areas that have had the biggest population, one, and two, had one of the biggest housing shortages way before the pandemic, years before the pandemic. So that's just another thing you got to take into consideration. There has been a national housing market within the United States for years now, even before the pandemic. Like I stated, and that's just national. It was worse in certain areas like in New York and California and Washington State, and with the pandemic, it just intensified all at the same time. It just made things worse when it comes to housing, because now the prices have gone up, and making it a seller's market in a big way. But even though it's a seller's market, but then that seller actually has to find another house to own if they so wish to, and then they're going to pay double or triple in certain instances, especially depending on the market that they're in. But nowadays, it's everywhere. So I digress. When it boils down to it, the article stated that 3D printing is taking a digital file of a house design and layer by layer depositing material to build up the house in 3 dimensions, one layer at a time. Another thing, given the fact that construction materials have gone up significantly, which has slowed production down as well. 2021 is a very interesting time to be alive and to be in a real estate family. The article also stated that, unlike traditional homes, which can take weeks or even months to frame out, the walls and foundation of a 3D printed home can be ready in as little as 2 days with only a 3 or 4 person crew. All of these factors brings the production cost of a 3D printed house down to as little as $4,000. Now, it's not the only price. It says as little as $4,000 per unit. I'm gonna probably guess in the range of between 4,000 to 30,000 per unit, depending on the market. And this is as opposed to one's usual home that usually can cost about $298,000 per home, especially given the fact the way that you have a labor shortage now, and you have a materials. Basically, you have a materials issue in regards to, there's a shortage of that and a shortage of labor. Therefore, the cost has gone up. And then even with the shortage of labor, it's because a lot of people are like, well, hey, I'm not going to, especially with the whole unemployment thing. And I get it, a lot of people need it, but then a lot of people don't. A lot of people are like, well, look, I'm making more on unemployment, so why would I come back and be a construction worker and kill myself to work for less money? Why, so a lot of actual construction companies, it's a very interesting time we're living in. I've actually, contractors have actually had to pay people more, in regards to labor jobs in order for them to have people to come back to work. I find that to be very interesting. That's the times that we're living in right now, because people are like, well, I'd rather be on unemployment than kill myself for you. Very interesting times that we're living in, family. That's all I can say about 2021. Remember, homes are built to fill a bottom line, period. The article said that companies like Icon are creating homes from ground up using a massive printer and a special concrete formula. The propensity concrete used to make the homes is inherently resilient, and this cost-effective yet sturdy construction could help make homes nationwide more affordable, making it a major contender in the fight against homelessness and effects of climate change. And I think that's a great thing as well, because we're in the real estate business. We're in it to make sure that we provide a quality service and a quality home and make money all at the same time. But you want to be able to combat certain things, and I think that things like this will possibly help combat homelessness and climate change, in the sense that, from a homeless perspective, in the sense that if it's more affordable, if these 3D printing homes are able to actually create more affordable homes, then I think, in a sense, that that will give a great chance to combat homelessness, especially in cities like Seattle, New York City, Washington, D.C., and Los Angeles. You know what I mean? So that's just one thing to take into consideration. These things can definitely help combat these specific situations where the crime, not just, but the cost of living is so ridiculous that maybe if you have more smaller 3D homes, maybe the cost of them will be less. Therefore, I'm sure the taxes will most likely be, maybe they'll be taxed in a different way. That's another thing to think about. How will these, because I'm asking because I don't know, let me know in the comment section, how will these specific 3D homes, especially if they're smaller, how will they be taxed? Will they be taxed at the same level as a regular home and whatnot, or is it, obviously it's it varies from city and state and whatnot, or will it just be taxed the same because of the lot that it's on? Good question. Like I said, I don't know, but this is still a new thing, so we'll see where it goes. And one of the best aspects of fighting against the effects of climate change is this example that the article stated from the actual CEO himself, Mr. Ballard. He said, "My hometown has been destroyed multiple times by hurricanes and tropical storms." He said, "I spent Christmases in FEMA trailers, and an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure." He added, pointing out that it takes a lot of money and time for a town to try and recover from disasters. I remember when Hurricane Katrina happened, unfortunately, back in 2005, hit the Gulf Coast of the United States of America, and how it took forever to get the Gulf Coast back to some sort of normalcy and to rebuild homes and communities. It was crazy. And you even still have areas to this day that have still not been rebuilt because of the massive devastation that did take place. Now, this great example for the article says it all. A 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house built in just 2 days using 3D printing technology was listed for under $300,000, approximately half the cost of the comparable home in the same area. Offers poured in by the thousands. This makes so much sense because most potential home buyers cannot afford to purchase a decent home before or during and after the pandemic. The article ended on this note, family. With a housing shortage and a labor shortage, it seems that 3D printed homes couldn't have come at a better time. It's all about timing. Another thing to tap into when it comes to saving money, purchasing a smart home, when it comes to saving energy, simplify life, security, handling household tasks, and one can have smart speakers, intelligent light bulbs, a smart thermostat, connected doorbells, and a smart home hub. And at the end of the day, that more people just want efficiency and whatnot, and they and always remember, when it comes to getting your quote unquote dream home, your first home does not need to be your dream home. But if you're in that, I like to say, if you're in that tax bracket where you can afford to just buy your dream home, then go for it. But most working people can't do that. So all I can say is maybe advocate, especially if it's not in your part of the United States. See if there are homes being built from a 3D perspective, and then see maybe there'll be more in your price range and whatnot. And if not, then try to advocate for these homes to be built in your area and see what company. Maybe contact the companies in the contact Icon, or see if there's any various other companies that are similar to Icon, and make sure I'm pronouncing this right, because I know me, I don't want to botch the name. Yeah, ICON. Yeah, Icon. And ensure to see if there's actually any future developments that might be built in your area, and maybe you want to hold out a little bit. It's all in your perspective and all of how you want to do things in this life. But I will say that this is, with it being a new phenomenon, I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. All right, family. Remember, Patterson Up Properties, we wholesale properties. Mostly we purchase delinquent tax properties from tax sales and tax lien sales, and we sell them to good old real estate investors all at the same time. If you're a wholesaler, contact us. We love to connect and all that good stuff. But on that note, family, hopefully you do the great 3 free things for Patterson Up Properties. Just like, just share, and subscribe, or just like and subscribe. That's all I ask for the YouTube algorithm. If you are a crypto investor like myself, cryptocurrency is going up, but that's investing. Think about signing up with the good old Gold Standard Partners, GS Partners. We have the opportunity to not only buy cryptocurrency, but you have the opportunity to make money when you refer others to purchase crypto and purchase packages via this referral marketing brand. All right. On that note, family, do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. It's 2021. It's time for you to own something. All right. Take care.